Because of Hushai, David had time to prepare for Absalom's army. He's able to get his people across the Jordan River. There he and Joab, his commander, made preparations. The people of that area brought in plenty of provisions for them. David set out a battle plan. So by the time Absalom came across the Jordan River, David was prepared. He reviewed the troops and said, "I will lead you into battle." They said, No. If any of us die, no one would even care. Half of us could die and no one would even notice. But you are worth 10,000 troops. Stay in the city and we will fight the battle. So David agreed. On the day of the battle, David was before his troops, and before everyone, he told his commanders, "Please, be merciful to my son, Absalom." Then they marched out into battle. It was a fierce battle that day. Many people died. Over 20,000 men died that day. But David's army got the victory. Absalom realized that his army was fleeing back and he tried to escape. He got on his mule and was riding away. He went under a huge oak tree. There were some tangled branches hanging down from it. And Absalom got his hair caught in those branches and it pulled him off of the mule, and he hung there midair. David's men saw this, so they went back and told Joab, "Absalom is hanging from the tree." "Did you kill him?" "No, we heard the king's command." "Well, if you would have killed him, I would have given you 10 pieces of silver." "Oh, I would not have killed him for 1,000 pieces of silver." David said not to kill his son, but to be merciful. Joab turned away and said, "I'm wasting my time talking to you." He took 3 spears and went back to where Absalom was hanging from the tree, and he and his bodyguards got around Absalom, and there they killed him. They took down the body and threw it into a pit out in the forest and threw some stones on top. And with that, the battle was over. A runner ran back to the city to tell David what had happened. He told him, "We were victorious today." The king says, "Tell me about Absalom. Is he alive?" The man said, "Would that all of the enemies of the king were like that young man." David went into a room that was next to the city gate. He cried out, "My son, Absalom! My son, Absalom! Would that I would have died instead of you! Oh, Absalom, my son, my son." Word went throughout the entire army that David was grieving over the death of his son. Their happiness turned into mourning. They came back into the city quietly, as if they had suffered a humiliating defeat. In the room next to the city gate, they heard him cry, "Oh, Absalom, Absalom, my son." Joab went into where the king was and said, "You have shamed your army today. You care more for your enemy than the men who have fought for you. They have risked their lives to save your life and the lives of all your family. Now they think that You would have been happier if they would have died and Absalom would have lived. Get up, go out and greet your men, or I'll tell you, they will all leave you. You will be worse than ever before. With that, David got up, went out, and sat at the city gate. The people came, and they sat in the presence of their king.